So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and today we are in Bucks County, all the way in more southeastern Pennsylvania, north of the Philly area. And I'm currently in Nockamixon State Park, if I'm saying that correctly. Beautiful spring day, birds are singing, some traffic noise back there, but in a little bit I'll show you a map of where I am here in Pennsylvania and a map of the park. I just want to get away from the parking area. There's someone back there playing their radio pretty loud. Don't really want that in the video. And as many of you know, I am trying to get to every state park here in Pennsylvania. I think there's, was it 120 or 121 of them? I've done over half of them now. So this is another one I gotta do. Technically I was here several years ago. I started filming, but then I wasn't feeling well and I ended up just going home and scrubbing that video. So technically I was here, but I never made an official video of this park. But I do plan on visiting some other ones today, at least one other state park, if all goes well. So I'm currently on it's called the Old Mill Trail. This is the trail I was on, like I said, several years ago when I got sick. I think I just got sick from I was doing a lot of filming that day. I think I just wore myself out. It's alright. In a little bit we'll get away from this traffic noise back there too. Probably hear it. Yeah, alright. Let's get going. Let's find a quieter spot. And I'll share the map with you. Yeah, and in some of my more recent videos I talk about bloodroot, finding the flower. They were blooming here, but this is what's left. That's the seed pod. These leaves coming out. The leaves will get a little bit bigger. They'll last till maybe June. But they were here, the flowers. So bloodroot blooms pretty quickly, and then that's it. Yep. The Old Mill Trail. Getting a little bit quieter now. More and more looking like spring. Well, I mean, it is spring, but, you know, more and more green is coming out. I mean, look at all that. Fortunately, most of that's multiflora rose, which is a invasive species, actually, but it looks nice and green. You can see all the wild garlic or the wild onions coming up on the side here. We've talked about those in other videos. Very wet and gushy out here this morning too. Had a lot of rain yesterday. I believe I'm making my way down, oh look at all this, making my way down to where the old mill was. One problem with this trail that I remember last time was that it just kind of goes off all over the place, different directions. There's like multiple ways you can go. Get a little confusing. Alright. Yeah, this is really gushy. Alright. Alright, so we got a butterfly up on the trail ahead of us here. There it goes, trying to open his wings. Almost looks like what they call a comma butterfly. But it might be what they call a question mark. It sounds like odd names for butterflies, but underneath their wings they have like a little, something in the shape of a comma. I can't quite tell on the screen here, but it looks a little large for a comma butterfly, but it's good to see butterflies again. We'll let him go. It's almost impossible to see. Zoom back out there. Now you can see the lake through the trees. It is a rather large lake. It continues on that way, but extends this way quite a ways, several miles. And I hear the sound of a waterfall down here. When I was here last time, it was more in midsummer, so it wasn't flowing as well. But I think it's called the Old Mill Trail. I think I remember there being like an old mill pond down here, the dam, and water flowing over it. Let me show you this down here too. There's some purple flowers down here. Oh, these are violets. Yeah, violets are blooming. They're not fully open this morning yet, but there they are, popping up. Zoom in a little bit on them. Look up at the camera, little fella. It's good to see violets again. Yeah, so let's just walk down here together. There is the old stone dam down here. And there's a bike trail that takes you out this way too. Kind of comes in from down below. Oh, that's right, there's an old millstone down there. I remember this place. This is where I stopped like 3 years ago when I got sick. I turned around at this spot. Yeah, there's the old pond. See the old dam. Here's a little waterfall. There's more of a waterfall on that side, so I'll try to get over that way more. Yeah, so definitely a pretty cool little spot down there. You can go and walk down along the rocks there. They are a bit slippy, but beautiful place. And down here, got the old millstone. That brings back memories too, not just from the park, but on the farm I found an old millstone once. Well, actually, it was actually an old, what they call cider stone. But yeah. Alright, perfect place to set our maps. Show you where I'm at. Alright, so here is our Pennsylvania map, and we are all the way over here in southeastern Pennsylvania, up here in Bucks County at Nockamixon State Park. That's where we are right now. Let me get out the map for Nockamixon then. And here's the map for the state park. I am parked all the way out in this area right here. Actually, I parked up here in that dirt lot. And here's the old mill trail. There's a whole slew of trails kind of crisscross each other here, but we are about right here right now. And the idea is to do kind of a loop trail of sorts here. That's the plan. And here's a little information about the site. Stover Mill, it was called. Operated into the 1940s. Yeah, they tore it down in the 1960s, so that's a shame. It said there's some, it stood several hundred yards to our left along the present lake shore. So, out there somewhere, where it stood. Not sure if we'll see any signs of it out there or not. Alright, so we're going to keep hiking, and from this point on it'll be new to me. I just got to figure out where the trail crosses here somewhere. I think we might actually cross right along the dam here. It'd be cool to see some of those ruins of where the old mill stood, but I'm not sure if we will or not. But anyway, let's get going. But before we cross over, I just found something really special here, because there's some different wildflowers here. I was talking about some of these in some previous videos. There are some spring beauties here. Those are the, get down here for a moment. Those are these flowers. Oh, my shadow's in the way a little bit there. The white flowers there. Let me zoom in on them. Those are spring beauty. And here is the trout lilies. So we turn them around, face the camera. That's what they look like. Beautiful yellow ones. These, the anthers are yellow, sometimes they're reddish or brown. Yeah, but there they are. There's a whole bunch of them here, scattered around the area. Beautiful yellow flowers. Alright, so I'm pretty sure our trail goes across this way. You know, I see a bunch of yellow flowers across the pond too. Alright, we'll get there. Alright, so we've made it across and we're walking along the old dam breast now. Yeah, over there there's flowers. We're gonna try and get close to them. Kind of curious as to what they are. I think you see some irises coming up down in there, or sometimes they're called flags. Yellow flags or blue flags are referred to. And those ruins, if there's anything left of that mill, it should be down. Maybe out there somewhere? Alright, we'll see. Alright, so I'm not going to be able to get any closer to those flowers, so we might as well zoom in on them. There we go. And to be honest, I'm not sure offhand what they are. Like I said before, it's hard on this little screen to tell. But I wonder if they're what's called marsh marigolds. Anyway, I'll try to identify them when I get home for you. But they look beautiful out there. Alrighty, I was just about to make a comment on how unmarked this section of the trail was, because looking back, the trail was, and you can hardly even tell. I mean, right there you can see, but then it just like, that takes you back to where we were. The old dam was, but I guess this is not the official trail. Right here up again are the red blazes, so this trail right here is the old mill trail, so I'm not sure what trail I was on there for a little bit, but hey, back on the official trail. You can clearly see a trail. And this is used by horses too, so that's one reason why it looks like this, kind of muddy. Nothing against horses, but they do chew up the trails quite a bit. But I like horses. Yeah, you can see another remnant of this having once been a place where people live. You got the stone wall going across here. Yeah, and I'm not sure about the ruins, if there are any down there left. You know, they'd be down there somewhere along the lake shore. I didn't see any trail going down there, but that might be a kayak adventure someday, to go out in the lake. Look along the lake shore. We'll see. There's a big lake, so might have to bring the kayak out here. And here's another chunky rock wall headed up that way. Kind of goes all the way through the brush there, and then we got another huge wet area, gushy area. Walk through. Oh, all right. And I just have to show these to you. These are all my favorite spring plants. I have a lot of favorite spring plants, but these are the May apples. They're just starting to emerge. They'll open their fronds up quite a bit more. And they'll bloom in May. You can see them just starting to pop up. Alright. Good to see them coming up. Like old friends coming back every year. Yeah, the area is just full of these stone walls. You know, sometimes, a lot of times there are field boundaries or property boundaries, or, you know, areas to keep sheep in. Yeah, because this one kind of goes up and bends back in on itself, so this might have been like a pen at one time for sheep or cattle. Not goats. Goats can escape almost any fence. I know that from experience. Actually, the wall itself does continue down, but there's like a spur of it that goes that way then. It almost looks like these are like animal pens, or they could be individual fields. They're always pretty cool to see. A lot of them are pretty large boulders. Well, not large, but from what you usually see on stone walls. Someone spent a lot of time stacking all these. Alright, looks like we got a junction here. Okay. So the main trail goes that way, red blaze marks, but there is a smaller trail that goes this way. So let's just see what's down here. There's more of that stone wall, it just keeps on going. Let's just see why this trail goes down here. Campfire ring. Alright, let's see what's down here. Yeah, so side trails like this often lead somewhere. Not always, sometimes they just disappear. Some are just hunting trails that lead to into another area. Sometimes there's other reasons they're here because there's something cool to see back here. That's not on the main trail. So let's hope that that's the case for this trail. Let's hope. Yeah, it's time to let this trail go. Just kind of, I know it's kind of circling in on itself. It's turning more into like a deer trail than a human trail, so I don't think this has been used in a while. Maybe I'm missing out on something, but this is definitely, we're gonna head back to the main trail. Call a defeat on this one. All right. More muck. So this turned out to be a fairly decent trail. It is very wet. I guess I would assume that maybe later in the summer it dries up a bit. Spring does tend to be kind of wet. And you never really get fully away from the traffic noise. That's Route 563 back there. So at times you're a little bit further away from it than others, but it is nice to be on trails where you don't hear any traffic noise, but you know, it is what it is, as I say. Can't always have that. And I am trying to visit every state park a little bit. So, yeah, just more wetness over here, so. All right, but just, you know, beautiful spring day. All right. Gotta try and keep my feet dry again here. Yeah, this is what I was just looking at while I was talking with you there, but I think we can have a drier path over here. Somewhat drier. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of this is because it's a horse trail too. So you tend to have stuff like this, but. And the flying gnats are out today. Little boogers flying in my ears and stuff. Alright. Gotta get through this. Yeah, so earlier I pointed out the violets here. The violet colored violets. But there are also some yellow ones out here blooming too. Good to see them. There's all different colors of violets. We got the yellow ones, purple ones. There's some that are almost more bluish. There's white ones, and there's ones that are white and bluish. Those are my favorite. We had those on the farm. I hardly ever see those anymore. Alright, so here we got some choices again. There is a faint trail going off that way. Of course, the old mill trail continues on that way. You see the clear trail, but isn't there a sign here that says, past this one, it says no outlet. So I wonder if that means, almost looks like there's a trail going down there. You know we have to, well, let's see. Well, let's just head down this way. I don't know, I gotta think about that. Because it looks like, yeah, so I'm just thinking to myself, it looks like our real trail goes down that way too. Yeah, so we're just gonna stick with the main trail. Look like they're both going down to the same spot down by the lake here. Another one was pretty, there's a lot of trees falling down back there. Look like a mess to try and explore. So, alright. Looks like we're gonna get some views of the lake down here, if the trail takes us right down to it. So I am gonna leave the main path here. Down, the trail's kind of curving away, but down there I did see some Forsythia. Those are those, in the spring, those bushes that full of the yellow flowers. They bloom in early spring. I saw some of those down here. And the thing with those is those are not native to Pennsylvania. Those are always planted around homes and stuff. And if you see them, oh I see, there's another wildflower I gotta show you here in a moment. If you see Forsythia blooming out in the woods, it usually means that there was an old home site or something nearby. They're not something that just grows wild. I mean, if they're left out there, they might spread a little bit and grow on their own, but they always originated because there was a home or something there. Let me show you the wildflower down here first, and then we're gonna try and check out that site down there. Yeah, this plant caught my eye as I was talking to you. Let's zoom in on that flower right there. This is called Lesser Celandine. I'll try to put it below the screen there. They have those beautiful yellow flowers. They can grow in quite large colonies, I guess you could say. They can fill up whole sections. Lesser Celandine. There is another plant called Celandine. They might be related. But alright, let's head off into the bush. We'll see if we can get to the site. There seems to be a little bit of a trail here. So right there is the Forsythia. That should look familiar to many of you. So we'll just have a peek around here a little bit. Maybe go down to the lake shore itself. Alright. You're heading down to the lake shore. There's the Forsythia. And down here, I just mentioned that flower earlier, the Lesser Celandine. And I mentioned how it tends to grow in large colonies. Well, here you go. This is exactly what I was talking about. Just a carpet of yellow growing here. That's what they often do. And they grow in these wet areas. There's a few other flowers. I see some of those white spring beauties sprinkled in with them. There's the lake. It's not really seen any type of foundations, but I'm gonna look around just a little bit more. Okay, we're on to something now. So here's some macadam, pavement. What's it doing out here? Well, this lake is not natural. This is a dammed lake. So it looks like the road went out that way. And you can see spots of it in here. And up here, here's a stone foundation right here. So I think I see more road pavement up in there. Alright, so maybe someone's driveway at one point? Alright. So my theory proved correct about the Forsythia. So I gotta find my way out of here now. Oh, I heard something in the water back there. And up there's some more foundation, and also there's a lot of this stuff right here, this rock. This is slate. These were slate shingles. They would have had a rectangular shape to them, and depending on which section you have, you can sometimes see the little nail holes in them. So they nailed them to the roof. So this was an old building. These are all pieces of the slate roof. They're scattered throughout in here. So whatever was here was old. Alright. Yeah, I heard a splashing noise in the lake just a moment ago. But I will show you what that was. Not sure if they have a local lake monster here or not. Alright. I gotta make my way out of here and find more ruins at the same time, maybe. Yeah, there's more foundation stones in there. Oh, there's a big tree up there. That's another sign of a homestead. Big old tree. Okay, there's something else of interest up ahead here. Okay, what is this? There's just a huge pile of rocks here. Yeah, look at this. Just a huge random pile of rocks. So I guess these were all, maybe this is used to be pasture or field. This is where they piled up all the rocks. Maybe? Is that in the fields? Because it doesn't look like a foundation. That's what I'm gonna guess what it is. To climb up top here. That's interesting. Yeah, down there's where we were. Down there's the Forsythia in the lake. Alright, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, and here's another sign that this place was, you know, the people lived here once. Right over there was our random rock pile. Down there, the Forsythia. These, growing up, we called these bluebells. But that's not what they are. Their official name is blue grape hyacinths. It's actually one of my mom's favorite flowers here. There's a bunch of them. They are not wild. They are planted. But they continue to come up even when the people that plant them are long gone. Alright. Alright, so that random side trail proved to be profitable and interesting. Not sure if that was, I know they mentioned there was the old mill back there was located along the lake shore. I don't know if that was part of that. That was a house. Usually where there's a mill, there's a house as well, but I feel like we're a little bit too far from that location. But I know there's another mill out this way too called Sterner's Mill. There's a trail system for that. We might do that someday. But we are back on the main trail. Yes, that was fun. I'm guessing like there was a road or that was a driveway. And that pile of rocks, like I said, probably just maybe piled up for because there was a pasture or a field there, and that's where they piled up the rocks to get them out of the way. Alright, let's keep going. Wasn't expecting to find that today. But we'll take it. Random finds are fun. And up here's a view of the lake. And there's some waves crashing on the shore here. So maybe that's what I heard earlier. But it is a pretty long lake going out there. You know, I might have to take back some of the words I said about this trail earlier. Down this way, I'm not really hearing any road traffic. We're much further away from the road down here, so, and this section of the trail too is not wet, so if you come down this way, and there's other, you can get to this part of the trail from other trailheads too. So this part down here is kind of nice, just walking along the lake. I might have to find a place to sit and have a snack. I think that's what we're going to do. Eventually we're going to end up looping around, going back. But yeah, this is nice. Let's find a log to sit on, have a snack. I just want to quick show this. Here is some bloodroot. We talked about that earlier, so it is not done blooming. But this is a fresh bloom. And just over here, yeah, here's one that's just getting ready to open. It did rain yesterday, and a lot of times, like, they're kind of fragile. You see all these petals down here. They came from this one, so they don't, when you get like, we had thunderstorms yesterday, so that tends to just knock the petals off, but there are some new ones blooming, so they are not done yet. Just the ones that were blooming were ruined, I guess you could say. Still looking for a log. Alright, so the trail keeps heading up, but look at that. I spy a log to sit on, right by the lake, so let's get down there. Got some more bloodroot. That's celandine growing here. Alright. Snack with a view. And look what's back. All the mud. Alright, so we got a vulture up in the tree up there. Another one flew off earlier. There he goes. Where you going, buddy? Flying off. So there is something. They flew off from right down in there. So there might be a dead animal in there. I don't smell anything, but I think I'll just let it go. It's pretty thick in there. Alright. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, the first one kind of scared me. Flew up out of nowhere. Yeah, so we have finally turned a corner in this trail. We're kind of on the return loop. I think I underestimated the length of this trail a little bit. We're headed back now. Alright, so I had to film this. I just crossed this little log here. But Dan, check it out. There's a swarming black mass down there. Those are tadpoles. Hundreds of them. All around there. I can see them swimming around. Cool. There's just a mass of them here. All those black things. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what bird that is. Yeah, I'm not sure what bird that is. But anyway, I've been hustling a little bit faster on my way back on this return part of the trail. Got some other places to go. But yeah, this, I would say a whole quarter of this, at least a quarter of this whole trail has just been a sloppy, muddy mess. But I guess that's the way it is. Yeah, they're really singing back there. Anyway. Alright, so I haven't been filming a whole lot on the way back either. Definitely the bottom portion of the loop by the lake is the much more scenic and beautiful section. Not that this section doesn't have any beauty to it, but I definitely like this section down by the lake better. Alright, speaking of mud. Alright. Yes. More mud. I know it's probably get tired of me complaining with the mud. I'm not really complaining, I guess, but it's here. I'm trying to keep from getting too muddy and gross, but there was someone jogging earlier and he was just like jogging right through this stuff like there was no tomorrow. Of course, he was a mess. Alright, so I haven't filmed for quite a while, and some of you may have left me already here, but I almost thought we were back to the old dam breast again, but that's not what this is. This is some other, maybe it's another dam. But I hear water up here, so this is something man-made along the side here. So, we'll check it out. Okay, so there's, yeah, I'm almost positive this was another dam over here. It's more of those beautiful yellow flowers. Yeah, the trail goes across there. See the red blaze. I'm not sure how we're gonna get over there just yet. Oh yeah. Definitely a dam here. You can see the remnants of it right there. All right, that's our trail. Going up that way. I think the old mill pond is right there and the other dam is right there. So there was a dam up from that one. All right, I gotta find a way across. All right, I should be able to get across here. Let's do this together. This parts of the old dam we're walking on. Make sure this is all solid. That rock moves a little bit, but there we go. We're across. All right. And how about just one last look at that waterfall? So just taking a quick little break here before I finish out this hike. So that ended up being a much longer hike than I was expecting, but that's my fault for not doing a little bit more research. So about at least 3 hours there, maybe a little bit more, 3.5 hours. They switch hands here. So at least a 6-mile hike. I'm still not quite back at the Jeep. Maybe like 7 miles. But the lower part was definitely more beautiful than the upper part of the loop. Alright, I'm going to sign out here. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Oh, there's a blue trash can back there. Alright, I'll see you.